Hey guys, girls, and NB homies. My ex named Tex was never a real girl, but you can call me Church. Welcome to Church on Monday, the podcast where I talk at you about shit I like. This evening, I'm just drinking a nice licorice root tea. And we're going to talk about Wonder Woman 1984. Now, for the spoiler-free review, it's good. It's good. It's enjoyable. It's kind of feels like a throwback to the Raimi Spider-Man movies, and I did enjoy it. And if you don't really think about it too much, it's a fun ride. There are some pacing problems, but really, if you just want a fun action superhero movie, I do suggest you check it out. Now for the spoiler part, we're going to be thinking about it. And that's going to fucking ruin the whole movie. So check it out if you're interested. Fun ride. Now let's get into the bad shit. So first off, the whole situation with Warner Bros. Releasing their whole lineup on HBO Max simultaneously. Yes, it's going to be bad for movie theaters. But honestly, in my opinion, it's good for movies. And that's the important part. It's still going to make those available, still give them a big income that will maintain the industry through this trying period. And I am one who loves going to the cinema, watching movies on the big screen with the full surround sound and a good crowd. And I still haven't been to a fucking theater since February of 2020. So I do reluctantly support Warner Brothers' decision to partner with HBO Max on this level. Now, into the plot. I'm not going to give you a shot-by-shot on this. I'm just gonna kind of look through my notes and assume that you've seen this fucking movie if you're watching this spoiler part of the review. There is some good shit around women's anxiety in society. Like, it shows not to walk alone at night, Diana not accepting a cab ride from a stranger. You know, it does portray those anxieties fairly well. And I found that interesting. Now I'm going to talk about Barbara Minerva, Kristen Wiig's character in this. They had no choice but to set this in the 80s for her character to work with the fucking cliche nerd girl arc. First off, in 2020, we all realize nerd girls are actually fucking hot. And second off, this character of just an underappreciated scientist becoming a villain is so fucking cliche. It's effective, but it's just done to fucking death in these kinds of movies. And I didn't find a lot of value in it. Also, her homeless friend from before she becomes like Diana and gets cool, sexy, and buff is reading Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot, and I thought that was a cool little Easter egg, though I'm not entirely sure how it relates to the movie, besides maybe hinting at how you pronounce Gal Gadot's name. Godot? Gatto? Gatto? The opening is very cool, where it's young Diana playing through this Olympic-style tournament with the other Amazons, and it shows this theme of how she can't cheat to get ahead in her endeavors, no matter how trying they seem. And this theme is actually never fucking mentioned again in the entire movie. You can kind of loosely tie it to the wish-making shit, the monkey paw nature of it, but it's a real fucking stretch. And I like the intro. Don't get how it relates to anything. And speaking of the monkey paw antagonist, it's another big old cliche, but it's cool to see in a superhero movie where the antagonist is the monkey's paw itself, essentially. And, you know, I understand that the limitations of the wishing stone are one wish per person, which is broken later in the movie, but it actually does kind of make sense because he wishes to become the wishing stone, and so his will is the will of the wishing stone. That's why he gets to call the consequences of any wish. And it's consistent, it's kind of clever, it's pretty good. But what I don't fucking get is why, when everyone rescinds their wishes, do they have memory of the event? Like, this is a huge event in the history of the world that you're building that's never been mentioned in the previous movie, as far as I know, because I still haven't watched Justice League, but as far as I know, never mentioned, and it's a huge fucking catastrophe. Global. It's riots in the street, nuclear arms flying through the air, huge catastrophe. And why would they not have him rescinding his wish and therefore never having become the wishing stone? Why don't they have them all travel back to that moment where he made that wish and just reset the whole thing? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Another thing on this, he has Steve. Oh, but by the way, Steve is back, which I'll talk on the problems with that later. But Steve has the explicit opportunity where he has his hand on the guy who's the wishing stone now. And the guy says, "What do you wish for?" And he wishes, it's supposed to be cool and clever. He wishes that he wasn't handcuffed to the guy, and then he handcuffs himself to the guy. It's okay, but he had the perfect opportunity to wish that that guy had never found the wishing stone, or some shit like that. And then, because he's the product of that wish, he would have sacrificed himself just like he does later in the film. It's just a contrivance that doesn't need to exist. And on Steve being back, it's really weird to me that they decided that that wish would put his soul into some random guy who lives near Diana. Like, that's not even the monkey's paw part of it. The monkey's paw part is that Diana starts losing her powers to be with Steve. But it's Steve in some random guy's body. He just fucking possesses him. And, he's not going to work or seeing anyone who's in this guy's social life or anything like that. And it's not expounded on at all. So it just feels so unnecessary just to get that Hallmark ending where she realizes that she, might be able to date this guy that Steve was fucking possessing, who she's technically already had sex with him. And it's weird to me. But the invisible jet scene was cool and exciting and fun. And I dug that. And her flying eventually at the end when she gives up Steve. That's cool and fun and kind of heartwarming. Minerva looks fucking terrible, though, in her fursuit. It's just... But luckily it's not in there long, and she's just kind of in there to have a big fight before the emotional conflict of the... I don't know what his name is. I don't read Wonder Woman or anything, so I'm gonna call him Wishmaker or some shit. Before the emotional climax with the Wishmaker. Holy shit, what are all the dogs in my neighborhood doing? Now, I want to ask the audience why this is named Wonder Woman 1984. Did you write your answers down below? Because I have no fucking clue. I mean, obviously it takes place in 1984, but if you're gonna name something 1984, you've got to, at least reference 1984. Like, there's nothing. I mean, I guess there's kind of something with him beaming himself into every single television, but really, the dystopia created by making everyone's wish come true is far more in line with a Brave New World. So I don't know. I wish they had either not named it 1984 or been far more concerned with creating parallels to that story. So, And the last note I have in here is from the after credits scene with Linda Carter. And all it says is Linda Carter cameo. That's all I feel about it. Let me know down below. Have you seen it? What'd you think? What are your problems? What did I get wrong? Just fucking tell me anything. Tell me your date of birth, street address, mother's maiden name, and bank account numbers if you want. But that's my opinion. Fun, brain dead movie, but if you think about it too much, it kind of goes out the window. I will say, the action scenes are fun. There are far too few of them, and I really enjoy the method of nonviolence that they go for in this. It feels very Wonder Woman, and I enjoy it a lot. So I will give that positive to it. But otherwise, I think that's really all I have to say on it. I liked the first Wonder Woman, and if you liked that, you'll probably enjoy this one. So go for it. Don't. Whatever. I'm just a fucking asshole on the internet. Anyways, thank you all for coming. It would really stroke my ego if you hit that subscribe button, turned on bells for notifications, and it would help me a lot on that quest if you shared this with your family, friends, and my therapist. So until next Monday, have a great week. Love ya. Bye.